What's up, y'all? My name is Paul. I am one of the co-founders and co-owners of Off the Clock. And over the next couple of minutes, I want to give you a strategy that we've utilized with other people. And I actually just shared it with somebody today. And I thought to myself, let me just go ahead and give it to everybody, because I think a lot of people struggle with this one particular problem. The particular problem being for fitness trainers, personal trainers, people that deal with nutrition, people that deal with physical therapy, occupational therapy, whatever it is you deal with. If you do workshops, if you do in-person events at gyms and salons, at different locations where you get groups of people that want to be able to deal with their problem. If you do events like that, then this is what you need to start doing. So I've had a couple conversations, and I even had a conversation today, and the person I was speaking to was telling me that they had a big turnout at their workshop that they did, but they had a very, very low conversion. As a matter of fact, only 2 people converted out of the 20 that showed up. Now, here's what I realized as I was talking to her, the problem really was, okay? So let me lay the land really quickly. So they had the event, and then after the event, she said, hey, if you guys want to work with me, then go ahead and shoot me a text. Well, people texted her, but then nobody really responded after that. And I told her, I think the issue here isn't the fact that you're not good at what you do, because you were very good. You've been practicing it for a decade. I think the issue here is that people are having to break down a barrier right after spending 30 minutes with you, which we would think would make a ton of sense. But if they have never done that before, what's going to happen between when they leave the workshop and when they get home? What's going to happen between when they get home and they go to bed? What's going to happen between when they go to bed and wake up the next morning and they go through that entire week? They might either forget about you, you may no longer be a priority, or the problem they're dealing with may not be that big of a problem in that moment. So what we need to do is this, and this is where I suggest you take this strategy, because it has worked for people and I want it to work for you. So what you want to do is, if you can promote your contact information prior to the event or prior to the workshop, I want you to have everybody send you a text message. Now, it's important because you don't just put your phone number and say, here's my contact information. Give them something to do. Make it so that they can do something super simple. Okay, something super simple without feeling like they have to give up too much of themselves prior to the thing. So it could be like, hey, if you're coming, text the word yes, or text the word present, or text the word coming, so that I can make sure I have enough slots available for you when you show up. Okay, or you could be like, hey, just text your first name and text me the word I will be there, or text me the words I will be present. You want them to do something prior to them coming, so that you break down the wall of having to have them contact you without you asking for anything. If you're not able to do that, it's totally okay. Here's something else that I believe will work for you as well, just like it's worked for everybody else. So they come to the workshop and you're standing there and you're saying, okay, cool, I'm about to get into my thing. But prior to doing that, I just want everybody to go ahead, take their phone out and send me a quick text. Here's why. I know as I'm going through this workshop and was working through things and I'm explaining things, you might have some super specific questions where you may not realize it now, but they will not be able to be answered at the end of this workshop, because I'll only have 5 minutes, 10 minutes for some general Q&A. So if you feel like as we're going through this process, you have some specific questions, y'all see that I just hit the camera. So as you see that we're going through the workshop and you have some specific questions, what I want you to do is text me that specific question, so that you do not forget and I become aware of it, so that I can answer it directly to you after the workshop is done. Now, the reason why you do this is because it allows for people to now break that barrier again, where they have to feel like, do they trust you enough to give you that information? What you do is you present an opportunity for them so that they can break down the barrier themselves without feeling like you're trying to get one over on them. Because truly, at the end of the day, all you want to do is be able to serve them and help them get rid of their pain, help them get to this desired solution, help them achieve their transformation. But if they're not able to break down that wall, then you won't be able to get and connect with them. So that's what you can do. Now, as you're going through the workshop, what I would suggest, what I would do is I would actually ask certain prompts. Hey, like as we're going through it, let's say somebody's dealing with hip pain. Okay, as we're going through the thing and you're just sitting and listening to me talk before we do anything, where would you scale your hip pain when it hurts? Here's the thing. When it hurts, what would you scale it between 1 and 10? 10, I just want you to rip my hip out and I think I'll be okay. Or 1, I feel like the day I was born and nothing hurts. Where would you scale it? Go ahead, text that number to me, because right now when you think about when it hurts, it's going to be different when it's not hurting. And if you think about the scale of everything, over time, how often do you feel a 7? How often do you feel an 8? How often do you feel a 9? Maybe we need to do something about that prior. So now you have people engaging with you. So go ahead and utilize this strategy, because I think a lot of people just feel like, oh, nobody wants my stuff. I'm not converting well. No, really, it just might be a trust problem. Maybe the fact that people don't know you enough yet is not going to get them to do that. And then 2, because they've already spent time texting you either prior to the workshop or during the workshop. Now, when you go back at the end of that afternoon and you text them, say, hey, do you want to go ahead and follow up and do a quick 20-minute conversation or 15 minutes or a 5-minute conversation about what your specific problem was, are you doing? I believe just like it's worked for other people, it's going to work for you, because now it's more about you serving them and they don't really think you're trying to get one over on them, which you're not. But breaking that barrier down is highly important. And a lot of people struggle with doing that. And because they struggle with doing that, they can't get to the next step. So go ahead and try this, utilize it. Let us know how it works for you. Let us know if it worked for you just like it worked for everybody else. And we can't wait to see those results. Peace out, y'all.